New box Secrets of Ancients. We're going to talk about the best cards from this box. The best cards from this box is Armades, Keeper of Boundaries, and Junk Synchron. Both of these are ultra rare, and both you're going to need 3. At least Junk Synchron, you could get away with 2 Armades. Now, what does Armades do? It's a level 5 synchro. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. 2300 attack. Now, how do you summon this? You summon it with Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron on normal summon, turn into an Armades. Pretty much, that's exactly what Junk Synchron does. Now, how does it do that? It only does so under the skill What Grows in the Graveyard. The skill What Grows in the Graveyard is all about summoning a plant tuner to special summon Dark Verger, but we are going to ignore that and use this skill in a way that Konami definitely did not intend, which is to break Junk Synchron. When Junk Synchron is normal summoned, you special summon Dark Verger due to Junk Synchron's effect, which is an instant Armades. So that's right, Junk Synchron is basically a normal summoned Mighty Slugger. Even better than Mighty Slugger, as Armades has 1500 defense, so it does not die to a Canadia being special summoned. Also, your opponent cannot activate effects when they attack into your Armades. Let's quickly talk about the cards that Armades stops in top tier decks. Sphere Kribo? I don't think so. You will not be able to activate that. No Wall Disruption, no Mirror Wall, no Widespread Ruin, no Drowning Mirror Force. If you have a set Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, you could swing into it, no effect. They can't crash Silent Magician into your Armades, and when you kill Silent Magician with Armades, you do not get Silent Magician's effect. You do not get Gazuki's effect. Now, if you attack into a Dragon Spirit of White or an Anki, and then you use a card like Canadia, they cannot chain Dragon Spirit of White to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. They cannot chain Mask Change to summon a new Anki. That also goes for Wiz. If you attack into a Wiz, and then you activate an enemy controller to put it into attack position, Wiz cannot negate the enemy controller. Nothing can be activated as soon as you attack into Armades or if you declare an attack. Now that is absolutely devastating for Bujins. That means Bujin Yamato cannot attack into Armades and then activate a Crane nor a Sinew. Something that Yamato could do against a Mighty Slugger. Penalty Box cannot be used at all. Wind Up Juggler and DD Assailant on the offense or defense cannot activate their effect against Armades. So this card is nuts. And with the Dark Verger skill, you could put Junk Synchron into any deck you want, and then you are normal summoning an Armades whenever you want. Now, while you could use this in any deck, the deck I choose to use it in is a basic control deck. I believe this is probably the best way to use Armades with Junk Synchron. Now, the cards we're playing in addition to Armades is Junk Berserker. Junk Berserker can be summoned by summoning a Junk Synchron with any of your other level 4 monsters, or Junk Synchron plus Canadia and Dark Verger will equal a Junk Berserker. 2700 attack, destroy any monster in defense, and once per turn, you could banish your Junk Synchron to reduce the attack of a monster your opponent controls by 1300. We have Breaker the Magical Warrior to break their back row. We have DD Assailant to take out their monsters, and then we have Junk Synchron with Armades to clean up the rest. Now, the biggest counters to Armades is anyone using Canadia or enemy controller at the start of the battle phase, which your opponents will be prompted to do. Let's start the gameplay. There you go, Dark Verger starting in the graveyard, opening up a Junk Synchron, choosing to set DD Assailant instead. DD Assailant's 1600 defense is great against Destiny heroes. Goes for the direct attack Anki. Junk Synchron time. On summon, special summon that Verger, create an instant Armades. Now, if we wanted, we could have created a Gigantic Castle if you want to put that in your extra deck, 3100 attack. Now, Armades swinging into Anki, and then once the attack goes through and you flip up Canadia, there is absolutely nothing he can do. He cannot chain Mass Change. He cannot flip up Mirror Wall. You are 100% safe. As soon as you declare an attack with Armades, and you could activate whatever you want, I could even Econ take, and he cannot respond to the Armades. So guaranteed takes out the Anki thanks to Armades' effect. Now, he reveals that he did have a Mirror Wall because we are in the battle step. It does prompt your opponent to activate their cards then. He didn't have a reason to last turn because we flipped up the Canadia on our attack. So there was no way for him to know. So that just showed that last turn, our Canadia Armades effect definitely turned the tide in our favor. Very good. Desperate from him. We pretty much, just from that Armades Kanadi attack, we already won the duel. It's over. That's a scoop.
Duel.
All right. Turn 1 Armades, 3 back row. That's what you want to see with this deck. Finally, synchros are good. Yoku locks down our middle. Yamato adds Crane. You cannot even activate that against me, by the way. Ends his turn, does not want to swing our back row. Swing in, take out Yamato. Where's your Crane, boy? Fool! Scoops it up after realizing there is nothing he can do. This deck eats up Boojins. All right. I like seeing Junk Synchron in the opener. I do not like seeing that many monsters, though. Drew another monster. Not good. Let's just go into an instant Armades, and let's deal with it from there. We have a widespread ruin to deal with a mass change. We're going to swing in a Drill Dark and not the Celestial, because Celestial needs to be in the grave for a full turn in order to draw 2. He activates his mass change anyway to make sure he gets to draw 2 next turn. There you go. Draw your 2. Pot of Greed. Swings into Armades. Flip up Widespread Ruin. Now he cannot respond with anything. He cannot chain a mass change to summon his Anki in defense, because if he were to summon an attack, the Widespread would still kill him. Now, instead of going for Breaker, I'm going for a double Armades. 3 back row cards. He's going to need Canadia. You're going to need cards like Floodgate to deal with this. There you go. Canadia at the start of the battle phase. Armades number 2 goes in. Now, if he were to summon an Anki on us, we do have a DD Assailant that hopefully would go through to take out that Anki. Let's start breaking back rows. Always go for the middle. Flips up Mirror Wall in the battle phase to special summon his Canadia. Now, Armades does not prevent continuous effects, okay? So Mirror Wall's effect while it's already face up on the field, it does not activate. It's a continuous effect that would reduce your attack by half, so make sure you don't fall for this. If we were to swing with our Armades right now, we would lose our Armades. It would get halved. So we have to pass. All right, we draw Jar of Avarice. I was testing that card out. I did not like it too much, but we finish him.
Duel.
We are playing against Spellbooks here. Now, you have to be very careful in this duel. As we know, Spellbook of Fate pretty much counters everything, but through careful play, I believe we can prevail. Wall D, not so good, but we have Canadia. So Canadia against Spellbooks, how do you activate Canadia versus Spellbooks? Well, the best time to use Canadia is to wait for their Silent Magician or use Canadia in their end phase on their Blue Boy. Unless you're feeling a little frisky, you want to take a high risk and risk them potentially not having Silent Magician, that's on you. All right, Snorebooks, Secrets, Search Master, Master, Copy Secrets. It was at this moment when he revealed a power that I started thinking, you know what? I'm feeling a little frisky here. Before he puts the 3rd spellbook in the grave, I will activate my Canadia. So why do I do Canadia here? If he were to chain Spellbook of Fate and flip my Armades face down, he would be 1500 defense, which means the Magician would not be able to destroy it by battle by being 1500 attack with power. Also, I do have an out to Silent Magician next turn with DD Assailant. So you know what? I say screw it. I'm going to take the risk and flip down that Blue Boy because I also really want to show you what happens when Armades swings into a face down Blue Boy. They do not get their search. All right, power on Blue Boy, and then I get punished. There you go, Silent Magician, Spellbook of Fate. Oh well. Take that 2K. We have DD Assailant to deal with it, or we have Junk Synchron, Armades. Armades swinging into a Silent Magician. You will not be special summoning your level 8 thickness. Very good. Very happy that that was the top card of the deck. I did want to show off Armades. So there you go. Spellbooks doing their thing. Recycle with Eternity. Grab secrets. We got Breaker, the Magical Warrior. He's going to take out the Wall of D. Wall D hasn't been that great, but Wall D would summon a Canadia from our grave, so it would actually deal with the Breaker. Reveals that organization. All right, all right. Get that Fate. So we basically know everything on the field and in the hand. He's got Fate for the Armades. He's going to have to pop the Wall D. He does have Mind Scan, so he does know it's there. But we have DD Assailant to take out the Breaker very easily. Got a new Wall D. Goodbye, Breaker. Organization, you better put a good card on top of there, boy. Blue boy into secrets, so he's going to have another Fate. But what do? We have a Wall of D. If he swings, we're at 400. We summon a Canadia. He's screwed. He is screwed. All right. Search Eternity. Get that cycle going. Grab your Fate back. Fate off my DD Assailant. Remember, he does see my face down, and he knows that Canadia is in the grave. Yep. Vanish. Then he scoops. Good duel, sir. Or he threw his phone out the window. Connection failed.
Duel.
That is what I like to see. A turn 1 Armades with a ton of back row to protect it. Once again, I'm just going to keep mentioning this. 1500 defense does not die to Canadia, and that is so important. If it were 100 more defense, that would have made this card just so much more broken against heroes. Takes out the D. We got a Celestial. Doesn't commit. What's better than 1 Armades? 2 Armades. Synchro. Shokan. Has to Canadia before we declare an attack. Double Canadia. Very good if you activate your Canadias like this, if you do want Canadia on the field. So instead of chaining your Canadias together, you want to turn your toggle to on Canadia, let it go to the graveyard, then activate your other Canadia. Swings in, flip up, we got Mirror Wall. All right, we're going to hold on to the Econ. Decider, Celestial, draw 2. Decider effects adds nothing. Now, when we swing into the Canadia, as soon as Armades effect triggers, which is basically just us attacking, there is nothing my opponent could do. If you have an Econ take, it is guaranteed lethal. He could have anything in the back row, anything in the hand. He cannot chain to the enemy controller. It definitely goes through. So that is a great way to safely finish off your opponent with Econ Take. If they're below 2300, you go for it. Econ Take with another monster, guaranteed. Now, in this matchup, we are playing against vampires. Yes, Armades is highly susceptible to the good suck.
Duel.
Vampire vamp their monster on summon will suck up Armades, and that is not good for you. But that's why we play so much back row. But unfortunately, in this clip, we have a Jar of Avarice when I was testing that card out. Not very good. Well, let's see if we can still do this. We're going for that Armades right away. 2 back row. We do not care. I love using new powerful cards because the ladder, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to respond. Econ's them into defense. We got double Samurai Skull now. We do have a Mirror Wall to protect. Very good. I'm feeling like a double Armades. I don't know about you. I pay for that wall because I'm getting ready for that Vampire Vamp. And we also have Wall D to protect from it. Let's do it. Double Armades. Good stuff. Good stuff. Still lowered by the Mirror Wall. Take them out. Goodbye, both of your Samurai Skulls. I dare you to Vampire Vamp me. Got Takeover. Paying it up. Now, Sealed Tombs does stop Junk Synchron, does activate Sealed Tombs. We cannot special summon Verger from the grave, but he could also not special summon from the grave by using his Takeover. We drop that Breaker on the field. I feel like his back row was a Mirror Wall from last turn that he did not want to activate. Let's check. It is, in fact, a Mirror Wall. Take out that wall. We know the other is a Takeover. You're finished. Fool!
Duel. Duel.
All right, hero 3 back row. It's time for our mateys. I love this card so goddamn much. Activates mass change in the battle phase before we declare an attack. That's the only time he could do so. Swing in on the Anki. Now, after we successfully swing in, he cannot activate his back rows as we econ the Anki into defense. He could have another mass change. He could have a mirror wall. He could have whatever he wants. He cannot activate it. This 100% goes through. Beautiful. Beautiful. He even shows that he has Canadia and scoops it up. Now, why didn't he activate Canadia? Because he didn't know he had enemy controller. For you to just activate Canadia, you could just enter the battle phase with Armades with nothing and then end your turn. So if people were to try to predict an econ play or a Canadia play that you might have, they would just be wasting their own econ or Canadia just for the hell of it. So if people start doing that, just always make sure you enter the battle phase with your Armades, even if you have nothing. All right, we have Junk Armades versus Blue Eyes White Dragon. I feel like we're probably going to have to lean on our back row quite heavily in this matchup. I opt to not go for the Junk Synchron play. We don't have a way to take out the Cosmo Brain. 2450 defense. Canadia on Discuctatron, so he does not cuck our back rows. Silver Cry, banishing a back row. Not looking good for us. Econ, we could econ the Dragon Spirit of White. It is now smaller than an Armades. Now, if he were to have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in his hand, he would need to summon it before we attack with Armades. Good stuff, good stuff. Boom! No contest. All right, flips up the Silver's Cry, banishes our back row. We are not doing well right now. I'm going to special summon Canadia. This is looking horrible for us. Now, lucky for us, he opts to not flip up his Discuctatron because Discuctatron destroys itself in the end phase. He wants to wait until I have back row cards. So, yeah, that's good. I like it. But because he left up Canadia, that allows us to Synchro Shokan into a Junk Berserker. Junk Berserker, 2700 attack, destroy a defense position monster, and also remove Junk Synchron to reduce the attack of a monster by 1300. We got another Silver's Cry. Goodbye, Wall D. Damn, he has been taking out our back row. Now, withdrawing our Canadia, I choose to go for the Discuctatron because if he draws a Blue Eyes White Dragon, we would be in trouble. If he flips up, destroys our back row, and then summons a Blue Eyes. There you go, bingo. That's exactly what he needed to get that Blue Eyes White Dragon, which would have screwed us if he were able to destroy our Canadia. Does not go for it though. I swing in Junk Berserker into the Dragon Spirit of White first. Why? Because if he uses Dragon Spirit of White to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, we have the DD Assailant to swing in and destroy the Blue Eyes. Good stuff. Take out the Luster Dragon. It looks like he got unlucky though with the bingo. I think he got stuck with the Dragon Spirit of White. Sets the back row. Top deck a breaker. What's your final card? Pop it. That's a scoop. You finished. God damn. Junk Synchron Armades. I am so happy that I was able to summon a Junk Berserker in a top tier match. And that is the deck. I had a ton of fun playing this. I'm going to have a lot more fun playing it on stream. I'm interested in what decks you guys will be putting Junk Synchron into because you could put it into any deck. I just felt that this was the best one. The protection for Armades and the back row and monster removal to help supplement the Armades. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments, as usual, if you like this style of video. If not, I'll stop doing them. Appreciate you all. Don't forget to join the giveaway. There's only a few days left. Win a custom Stardust Dragon Crystal Ball. Only 100 were created. Dkayed Brigade out.